Hello! Happy National Chess Day Part 2. With Chess Made Fun, we're making chess fun for everyone. Right now, our participants are all joining the tournament or the Simul with Coach Brian. We're waiting for people to go ahead and join the Simul with Brian, and then we will get it started. So, in just a minute, we'll let me see how many people. So far, we have 7 participants. We're waiting for about another 13 to sign up. Um, Warren, do you have anything you'd like to say to get us started while we're waiting?
Well, I'm really excited about this. We should have Coach Ed coming on later as well to help commentate.
Yes, let's bring Coach Brian on and talk a little bit. Hello, Coach Brian.
Hello,
Hey guys.
everybody.
While we're waiting for everybody to log on, how are you doing today celebrating National Chess Day?
I've been playing chess so long, my hair turned white.
It's a really nice white.
Oh, thank you. It's a haircut. The haircut was so good the next day, I didn't even have to use a hairbrush. It just fell into place.
It's just good to go. I'm going to take myself out for a minute, let you two kind of talk,
Okay.
and while I let everybody know to sign up. So I'll be right back, guys.
I can verify that Warren loves his wife, Yvonne.
What makes you say that?
Just the way you guys talk to each other.
Yeah.
I guess, am I talking to all the people?
Well, we are live right now. Yeah, so
Okay.
whoever's
I'll
watching
just
the
tell
live
you a few
broadcast.
things. I've been playing chess since I was 6 years old, and I'm 67 now, so that's probably older than your parents. And I've been 9-time state chess champion in Colorado and 8-time Denver champion. And I write about chess. I write emails about chess, so I love chess. And here in Denver, we have chess is so popular that we have chess on Tuesday and Thursday night.
Oh wow, that's great.
We have like 100 people coming on Tuesday, and on Thursday it's just picking up. It's maybe like 60 people.
That's fantastic.
And right now they're playing like in a Whole Foods. They're playing Blitz. I get chess meetups all the time. So,
At Whole Foods, yeah.
well, just people are in different, having little
Yeah.
chess meetups all over town. So
Right.
my stuff is rated chess, but their stuff is just show up and play and have fun.
That's what we do with our club. We have about 20 to 30 people who come out every other Sunday, every other Saturday. We just did a live presentation from the coffee shop where we all play.
I think it was Phoenix. They had their own rating system. They'd have like hundreds of Scholastic kids instead of using USCF. They just made up their own rating system. So
Oh wow. Well, we're hosting our first rated tournament on November 5th. So we're
nice.
trying to get our participants together right now, promoting it through the USCF website and other sources.
So I teach online. I guess you can sign up through Chess Made Fun if you want me to give you private lessons. Those are all my. I usually have like a screensaver or something,
Hmm.
cartoon background, but this is 7 bookcases full of chess books behind me.
Oh wow.
That's what you're looking at. Um, yeah, I let the young players. They come to my place and they take like 10 books. I let them borrow 10 books at a time.
They bring them back.
Yeah, and usually they went up like 200 rating points. Studying up.
Oh wow.
I've got 2 kids of my own, a boy and a girl, and I've
Hmm.
got 8 younger brothers. We have like our own baseball team, no sisters.
That's something.
So I've lived in New York, Texas, California, Boston, and mostly in Denver.
Where in Texas did you live? That's where I'm from.
Near Waco, Texas.
Hmm.
My brother lived in Irving, where the stadium is.
Hmm. Yeah.
So, yeah, I had a good time in Waco, Texas. My daughter was born there.
Oh, okay.
She's an engineer.
Does she?
Yeah. My son likes chess more than her. She used to like swimming and marine biology, and
Mm-hmm.
One time she came home, she said, "Dad, I lost to a boy. You should have taught me better." That made me feel pretty bad. Another time she said, "You let me win," and I tried to deny it, but she just kept insisting it. So I figured she's too smart to fool anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, we're teaching our 4-year-old how to play, and she sometimes she gets impatient and gives up her pieces just so she can go on and
End
do
it, yeah.
something else. Yeah, end it. Yeah, but other times sometimes she says chess is her favorite game. Other times it's not. With a 4-year-old, you just never know from day to day.
Well, I had a chess quote that was in New in Chess magazine, the premier magazine in the world, and Chess
Hmm.
24 stole my quote and didn't give me any credit. But my quote was
Wow.
that chess is the pain of thinking versus the pain of losing.
Mm.
So, but then I found someone showed me something that I forget who said it, but the guy said the same thing 100 years ago. So I guess it wasn't original like I thought.
Yeah.
But for 10 years, I didn't think it was original thought.
All right. Well, we have so far, let's see here, 12 participants signed up. 22 were registered, but I've gotten in touch with everybody I know that's playing. So I think we're good to go ahead and get this started. Maybe I see Coach Ed in the background. Hi, Coach. We'll bring you on in a second. So, Brian, are you ready? Do you need to crack your knuckles or any?
I don't know, I just can finalize players.
Okay, you go. What I'll do is I'm going to take you off the stream. Thanks for hanging out with us. And then I'll bring you back in after the Simul's over. When you're ready, you finalize the players and good luck.
What's the name of the master that's commentating?
Coach Ed,
Coach Ed, be kind. All right.
be kind. Okay, hold on. All right, Coach Ed, how are you doing?
Hey, doing pretty good.
Thanks
Thanks
for
for
joining
joining
us. Um, oh, I forgot. Warren, I forgot I was playing. Let me resign so I can get this link for you. So,
If you don't mind, sorry to jump, I'm gonna join with Google Chrome. I gotta do that if you don't mind.
okay, I'm going to remove you from the stream and we'll bring you back on when you're ready, okay?
Sounds great.
Okay. All right, well, the games have started. Let me see if I can share my screen so you guys can see these games. I guess I'm sharing the screen here. All right. So the games are underway here. Okay. See Coach Ed. I'm going to bring Coach Ed back on. All right. Can you see these games, Coach Ed?
Yeah, I can see that.
All right. Well, I won't scroll too fast. We have 12 games going.
Oh, nice.
I resigned my game. I forgot I was in there. I wanted to get the live link. So we'll let you do your thing. I'm gonna take myself out and let you and Warren hang out for a little bit.
Okay, sure. So let's see. Let's have a look here. Looks like everything's just starting off. Have a 4 knights up there. Looks like a couple of games have some F pawns moved in them, which I always advise against early in the games to move your F pawn because your king can become vulnerable. So let's see how that plays out here. The most normal game I definitely say would be Lily's game there. Bishop e2 is not normal. Usually the normal moves are to go d4 and do a Scotch 4 knights, or do bishop b5 and do Spanish 4 knights. Both of those are seen at top levels. So the 4 knights is definitely playable all the way up to the highest levels. And then you choose like a move like d4 or bishop b5 there.
Looks like Brian is playing both colors at random. We had a random setting for this.
Oh yeah, interesting. He's the F pawn mover in both of the games too. Let's see
Okay.
how it does for him. His position looks good. Okay, looks like he has a lot of games. Oh, he's doing the Simul. I understand now.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's playing kind of risky. It looks like. Looks like D4, E4. In the game, okay, so yeah, against his game master debater, D3 is good move. That's definitely a normal game too. That looks like it might give him trouble. His position against Coral, looks like Black is doing fine with a move like Bishop E7 castles, and then maybe Queen B6 going after the D4 pawn. This is a typical like French pawn structure where there's pawns on E5 and D4. And for Black, you really want to put as much pressure on D4 as you can to try to keep pieces in position. Hey, Sam, how you doing? Lily's game looks, yeah, good. Protect your F-pawn. Your position looks great. Keep it up. Doing great. Yeah, let's see here. Looks like he's already got someone in trouble on the gentleman Brent. Looks like there's going to be some mates coming.
Ooh.
Knight F7, King E8, Knight D6, King D8, Queen E8 is mate on that board, so that one's going to be finished. Looks like Yvonne resigned her game. Okay, we can go back up to the top. See what we got here. Yeah, Lily's game looks really good. She's castled. She's got her pieces deployed. I'd say she's slightly better right at the moment. There's still so much to play, of course, but we'll see if she can keep up the good moves. Let's see. Looks like he's doing the business against Joe there. He's got his rook on the 7th rank. Probably looking to push F5 really soon. Probably immediately F5, taking on E6, putting that queen on F7, and the checkmate will definitely come from that position. So he does have some games as Black, I see, or is that a? Oh yeah, he does. Okay.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, I don't think what he's doing on that board against Lila is correct. I think she might have things like. Okay, so he's finally filled the H5 square. I was just wondering if she could take on E5 and then, depending on what he does, sack the knight on either G5 or E5 for Queen H5. So now he wants to trap the bishop with H4. So she needs to push pawn H4 herself. You can play pawn H3 in those positions, but the bishop after H4 does get pretty wedged in on the H2 square. It's not really a good look for the bishop. So probably something like H4, pawn to G4 for Black, knight F1. It's okay to play knight F1, knight G1, knight G1 to E2 maneuvers in those kinds of positions. Looks like Silver has quite an interesting position there. It looks pretty messy. Material looks level. Each side has a slice of the center with their pawns. I do think White's position is probably slightly better. The pawn on E4 is going to be a problem after a move like rook E1 and bishop F2. It's going to be pretty difficult to defend that E4 pawn for Silver. You want to scroll down to the second row? See what's going on there? Okay. Interesting B4 on the board very early in that game. Looks like Ben is trying something like a Polish setup, the B4 pawn moving early. Looks like Brian is just keeping his move solid, pawns to the center immediately. Yeah, already likes White's position there. He has a game he hasn't moved on. Is that true? Maybe that's a mistake.
Could be a new one that just joined.
Oh, he's got people joining. Okay.
Yeah, people are joining as we speak.
Okay, it just started. So let's see how this one goes. E4, E5. He has a question to answer too on the next board against Master Debater. The knight and bishop are attacking the f7 pawn, so probably you'll see castles. I would see no reason why he wouldn't castle, and then probably moves like just normal moves like knight c3, bishop e3, develop. Let's see what's happening in his
Just
game.
so you guys know, Brian has 25 minutes on his clock, and all the players have 15 minutes.
Okay, nice. This looks like a lot of fun. Okay, so it does look like he's getting in there with mate on that game against Brent. So now it's just a quick mate after knight d6. The only move is king d8 and queen e8 will mate. Game against Sam looks regular. Probably not much to talk about there. Knight c6 against d4. That's not a good move. You can play knight f6 against e5, but here especially, it's not the same as that opening, which is I think called the Alekine's defense. Which, funnily enough, Alekine always kind of hated that the opening was named after him. He played it once just randomly, and only once, and nobody had played it before because it's no good. And he drew a really difficult game, and it somehow got attributed to him. So it's just a strange thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So not too well. He's gonna checkmate here as soon as he gets around to this board. So we can hang and see that, or we can move up to the top if you want.
Let's move back to the top.
Yeah, let's check on Lily's game. Well, that's looking good. She's managed to win a pawn. Well, okay, so he can play knight e5. Still, Black's position is favorable. Let's say knight takes e5, pawn to d5. Just have a very nice, comfortable position in the center, so that's good. Let's see. Yeah, Joe is finished. Not actually, but Brian has his king tucked nicely away. Black's entire board is paralyzed. Bishop to g5 is coming. Well, bishop g5, bishop e7. So it looks like, what is the move? Let's see. That one is not immediately clear, but Black can't move anything. So I'm thinking maybe king h2, just improve your position a bit. Oh, actually, yeah, we do have bishop g5, bishop e7, bishop takes e7, rook takes e7, rook f8 check. So that should do it there. Looks like something, Lila. Yeah, Lila has an interesting attack going there. She's down a piece. She sacrificed a piece, but she's got his king on the run. She needs
just
to
turned 8.
She just turned 8?
Yeah, she did.
This game is interesting. I'm sure she'll definitely consume a lot of his time on this one. Because, yeah, that's okay, so she just moved. What did she play? I saw the time switch. I didn't see a piece move, but yeah, that's going to be a game to keep an eye on. Also, Silver managed to get his king safe. He's still holding on to the e4 pawn, so looks good there. Let's check that second row. Scroll yourself down a little bit more. Okay, so let's see, what do we have going here? Not too much that's striking me as odd or interesting. the position on Coral's board is a pretty maybe thematic is a word. It's like a well-known pawn structure. Black has that weak pawn on c6, and the knight also ready to hop in on c5. And black doesn't really have any compensation for that. Also, black has a weak a6 pawn. So black will desperately be trying to play c5 in this position, but it's just not going to really be playable as long as white keeps a grip on it. Yeah, it's just not, even if the knight eliminates the e3 bishop, still c5's not playable. So it looks like Brian's looking good there. Oh, he didn't play knight d6, so he missed his checkmate. Is it his move on that board? Okay, yeah, so he's going to have to repeat now with knight f7 again. But he can still do, yeah, knight f7, king e8, knight d6. Point of knight d6, in case you're missing it, anyone, is that it's double checked, so he can't take that knight. Also, the knight on d5 is controlling the e7 square, so after knight d6, the only legal move would be king d8. And then queen e8 is queen and helper checkmate. So the pattern will probably come out. I'm sure he'll do it. Sometimes playing a simul, there's a strategy where you play towards a repetition to gain some time. Kind of to like skip the board, you know, like to give your opponent the move and get onto a different board. And they're kind of thinking about the repetition, so you kind of buy yourself some time there.
Makes sense, yeah.
So yeah, I don't believe he's missed it. I just think he's just spying some time on other boards. All right, let's see. Lily's game is looking very normal. It's like she might still be in, or very close to, the main lines of the opening. It looks like it's like a Russian defense kind of. It looks like it turned out. She needs to play a pawn d5 here, cement the knight on e5, and she has some compensation for the pawn structure problem. The open b file can be annoying. Hey, thanks, Ryan. Cool. If you have any questions ever, I don't know if there's a chat for you. I think there is. You can type them in. Yeah, her position looks normal. White's trying to kick the knight out immediately. Yeah, so here the maneuver is typically something like knight g5 to e6. You plant the knight on e6. You're hitting the d5 pawn, the d4 pawn, getting ready to play c5 and get rid of your doubled pawn. Knight f6, white's going to play a move like bishop g5, and that could be uncomfortable, but black does have queen d6 in that position, so something like knight f6, bishop g5, queen d6, black is completely fine. So I guess Brian's going to be relying on his age and experience and wisdom to, okay, yeah, she found what I think is the strongest move. So if he takes the knight, it will be a position with just light squared bishops, which white's light squared bishop on d3 is a nice piece, but I don't think it's enough to say that white has any advantage at all. Okay, so queen, she needs to kind of keep her head on a swivel here now because he's looking for queen h4. Oh, queen h4, knight f3 check. This is a moment where he could. So if you ever see your opponent's plan, queen e1, clearly he wants to put the queen over on g3 or h4. Queen h4, yeah, I like that move a lot. Rook e8 forces the queen. Queen h4 and black wins. If she could find knight f3. I really like her position now. This is where, yeah, as a young player in a simul, when you start to feel your position's better, you get so nervous. You start to think you're going to win in like the I've never played an online Simul, but I've played in physical Simuls, and you can tell the body language when like the master is getting to your board and he's staying there for longer, and when he makes a move, he's looking back at the board when he goes past it. Like he'll maybe be 2 or 3 boards down and craning his neck, like looking back at our board, and you start to really sweat. So yeah, Rook E8, I really want to see what he's gonna do there. Yeah, this looks like he's checkmated Joe. Yeah, he's got in there. Looks like it was F5 breakthrough. The game against Lila is still very interesting. He's trying to mobilize his king. She needs to get her pieces into that battle over there. Her bishop is hanging right now, so she doesn't have time for a move like Rook G1. Unfortunately. Okay. I am quite interested to see what he plays. Okay, let's see. The game against Silver really calmed down to Rook and Pawn ending. That looks interesting. White has the more active Rook, and if White can win the A pawn especially, okay, so maybe it should have been Rook C6. Rook C6 targeting the A6 pawn in positions like that. Okay, so Brian's White. Okay, so now he's looking for something like A4 B5, create a passer over there. His king's gonna finally collect that E4 pawn that we mentioned has been weak the whole game. His position's much better there. Yeah, he's winning. Black should activate the rook in a case like this. So you give up the E4 pawn, play Rook C8, get the rook maybe to the C2 square, try to pick off some of those queenside pawns. So I'd expect Rook C2 on that board. Okay, so he played Queen G3. Lily played Knight E6. Now he doesn't have a good way to target the H7 square. Queen H3, Knight G5 again is playable. Man, that board is tricky though. The 2 bishops are definitely going to cause Black some trouble. Let's see what happens. Okay, Rook B8. Rook B8 is a useful move if you can play it. Oh, he's responded with he's going for blood over on that board. F4. Queen D6 pins the F4 pawn. Other than that, you do have to prepare for F5 is coming in. So F5 is coming. So all right, she played Queen D6 and pinned the pawn. The knight has a home on F8 too, which would be guarding the all-important H7 square. So Black is fine. There's ways to manage.
So he has 3 wins so far,
and
9 are playing.
Okay, yeah, that's a lot of games to manage. That's a lot of games to manage for sure. Looks like he's doing well on time on all the games as well. Okay, let's see that Silver. So White has managed to clear out the queen side and keep 1 pawn. So he's going to be looking to advance that pawn to A7. At some point, the rook is going to probably go to H8 and win the H5 pawn too, and create a passer over there. Okay. Check. I'd expect he wants to hold that pawn. Okay, so he's going to give up the F5 pawn. Checks. Interesting. So he wants to win on the queen side with that A2 pawn. He's going to give everything he can for that. Does look like it's dangerous. All right. Let's see. Early in Ben's game, Ben looks like he's coming close to flagging. I'm not sure if he's aware that it's his turn or not, but he's got to get his pieces moving. Okay, there he goes. Yeah, get the other knight out. Pawn E3, bishop developing. type of ideas. Looks like he did drop his queen somewhere.
Yep.
Playing against Megan. Looks like a very early game. Only pawn moves. It's his turn. He does have queen h4 in that one. Queen h4 is going to win material or force king e2, which also would be bad news. So Megan's already in trouble there. Oh, he caused Master Debater to resign. Let's see why he resigned there. Oh, he's down a rook and a piece. Okay, yeah, that's resignable, I suppose. Coral. Coral's game. Looks like Coral is hanging on. She can't move anything. Oh, okay, now she's losing. She needed to guard Queen f6. She couldn't move much. Yeah, now it's gonna, that would be mate. Okay. I think maybe she could have hung on with a move like h6. Let's see. Okay, so he did find the checkmate against Brent with knight d6, queen e8. As I'm sure we all knew that he would. Black has a nice position against Sam as well. The white king is stuck in the middle due to those bishops slicing at the king side. I'd expect a move like rook g8 to come very soon for black. Put some more pressure on the g2 square. Very weak pawn. All right, let's head up to the top. Yeah, let's see what's happening. So Lily did drop her knight. He did find a way to win that. Yeah, that position was very difficult. The bishops create a formidable pair. Yeah, if there was a way for her to somehow trade the light squared bishop with a bishop f5, like a timely bishop f5, but didn't seem like it was ever possible. Well, she's going to keep fighting there, though, I'm sure. This game against Lila. She has to move the bishop, I think. I don't think there's any way around. There's no real good way to stop king takes g6. Bishop f5. There's a lot of pieces pointed at that square. Bishop f5, knight f5. And if knight f5, bishop f5, e f5, queen f5 is fine for black. Yeah, there's just, black could use 2 tempo there. 2 tempi, like a chance to play king h1. Okay, so she played bishop f5. And I'd expect a lot of trades. There's no real in-between moves. Yeah, so he'll take whichever way she takes, he'll take again. And there's not really any tricks right now. But there's still time for ideas like rook g1 and king is going to get to the center of the board, though. Okay. Looks like white resigned in silver's game. Let's go down a row. This game against Ben. Ben is getting very low on time. And he hung material, so he's probably done. Megan, the queen does look like it's got in, but black's king is right in the middle of the board. These kind of positions are not the ones you want to aim for when you're playing a simul, because if you make any kind of slip and your king is hanging in the center and somehow gets into some trouble, it can be bad. But it does seem like everything is under control. It's not his move. Let's see. Okay, it is his move. I'm expecting maybe bishop takes a3 on that board, followed by castles. No need to really rush. even though he does have pawn d3, and if the knight moves, he has queen e3. Yeah, pawn d3 I think is actually pretty strong there. Yeah, okay, let's check the bottom row real quick. I think there's maybe a game or two going there. 2 games. Yeah, that's going to be game over against Sam. Lavender. Lavender's game looks like it's completely normal. Queen is, of course, being asked to leave, so queen will move. Queen c2. And the game goes on. Yeah, I like white's position after maybe play like e3, develop your bishop, castle kingside. You have the pawns on the queen side as well. Kind of far advanced. Yeah, white's doing well there. Good job, Lavender. Lila, yeah, the king is now safely stowed. So it's now white's king that's in trouble after queen h3. Okay, queen h3, king e2. So she did make an escape square. Okay, so no immediate mates there. I wonder if he's going to go... Yeah, okay, he took the trade. He's just going to win with his extra material. He also has the center pawns ready to go. Pawn d5, I think, will come pretty shortly. Maybe pawn f5 instead. Some way of mobilizing those pawns. Yeah, pawn d5. He's just claiming the center with his pawns. Very nice. Okay, rook trade. I'm sure he'll accept that. And probably you'll see then rook h8 as well, attacking the knight. Oh, okay. Not interested. Still a good move, of course. He has the extra piece. He just needs to solidify his position. But I would expect rook h4 to come pretty quickly here. Yeah, let's see. Those are all done. And one going here. Lavender running short on time. When you're short on time, you have to make your decisions as simple as possible. Queen's in danger here. There's really nothing more to think about than where is it going to go. And you have like three choices that make sense. A3, B3, C3. Yeah, just got to try to find one and move as quickly as you can. Maybe queen c2 also. Might be the best one. Okay. Well, he got checkmated on the back rank. Okay, no problem. Yeah, the bishop never got off c8, which means a weak back rank. Lila got her knight back to f3. But, yeah, okay, so he played the knight e6 move to get knight f4. He wants knight f4, and then he'll set up a checkmate on the back rank. Oh. Well, yeah, he's got to accept that. Okay. Yeah, looks like he's gonna be taking these home. No games that I can think of that he has trouble. Lavender's about to flag. Unfortunately, she just lost on time. One game in progress. Yeah, he's gonna mate with knight f4. Oh yeah, not anymore. Okay. It's gonna toss in knight f4 after. Okay, she hung the rook. Yeah, that one's done. Yeah, looks like there were some great positions though that he had to work hard to win for sure. Yeah, great lot of games.
Thanks for taking us through that, Ed.
Hey, my pleasure.
Ed, you're phenomenal.
Thank you.
That was really impressive just to listen to.
Well, thanks. Yeah, a lot of it's just stuff. Just commenting on things like pawn structure can be valuable for people. I think any checkmate patterns that are popping up, typical weaknesses, um, that kind of stuff. Yeah, just look for those. But thanks, appreciate it.
All right, let's bring on Coach Brian. Hello, Coach
Hey.
Brian.
Some of those were homemade openings. I used to belong to a group of unorthodox chess openings. And this one guy, Earl from New Zealand, he hated all my crazy openings. So instead of responding, I just made up an opening called the Toxic Badger.
Nice.
So that was D4, Knight C6, Bishop F4.
I commented on that.
That's very unusual. Yeah, but
It's very unusual.
I played it in tournament games.
Yeah, that's
It's also sort of an anti-London thing, make them think a little bit.
yeah, that's definitely an option, and I've never really seen that knight c6 against d4.
Oh, well, I have a video called Full Metal Jacket where if they push pawns like the Alekines reversed,
Yes.
like D5, Knight E5, E4, E6, F4, I can take on D5.
Take on d5 with the idea of
Hanging the
queen
knight.
h4.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Okay.
I have a video on that called Full Metal Jacket.
Nice. Yeah. That's,
I invented that in Josh Bloomer's basement. He's like a local 2400. I was in his basement playing around, and I discovered that one. I think
That's
it's
really
in the
cool.
new Dark Knight book, which is D4 Knight C6. He calls it the Dark Knight, but I think it's in there. But I've got like thousands of blitz games with that for 15 years.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm not a d4 player myself, so maybe that's why I've never bumped into it. But yeah, I'm gonna go check it out after we get off the call and see like what it's all about.
It's also hard to get someone to play D5
Uh-huh.
because the weak players, they want to stay back so they don't get hurt. So they'll play D4 Knight C6, but only like a 2300 will push the pawn. The rest of them play Knight F3 or Bishop F4. They just kind of develop their pieces in their pattern and don't really pay attention to anything I'm doing.
What against a move like knight f3 there?
Yeah, I play F6. That's like the Toxic Badger.
You play f6. No,
And I call F7 like the Badger Den. Sometimes my knight gets to F7.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's actually super cool.
Yeah, just something I invented.
Nice. Very nice.
So yeah, some of the openings probably looked a little wacky to you.
Yeah, a little bit, but
Also,
but
the four knights with Bishop E2, Grischuk played that like 8 years ago against all the best players in the world.
really, yeah, I noticed that as well because the four knights is something that you see all the way up to top levels, and it's typically like Spanish four knights at that point or Scotch.
I got into a Halloween Gambit reversed. It was like +5 right out of the opening.
So after Bishop E2, there's times where you'll play like Knight takes E5 in certain cases.
Well, yeah, I'll play Knight E5 maybe.
And Knight E5 D4, and you get like the reverse
Yeah,
Halloween.
get like a Halloween Gambit. Also, when I play Bishop E2, half of the amateurs play the fork trick, which is like it's a worse version of the fork trick.
Okay, yeah,
They
right.
play Knight E4 themselves.
94. Where's the fork though? Because after Knight takes.
Oh yeah, there's no. Oh no. Okay, no, I'm sorry. They play Bishop C5, and then I
Okay.
play Knight E5. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
There's
right.
the
You
fork.
gotta.
But they don't even get Knight G4 check, which is a bad move anyway. So it's just really bad. It really confuses them. No one's ever seen it before except Grischuk.
Yeah, that's something. Man, I use the four knights quite a lot, and I've never even seen it. So I'm gonna look into it because maybe I want to add that to my repertoire.
I think Record has played A4 against the four knights.
Four knights with A4. Yeah, the only one I ever played. I like the positions in the Scotch four knights, and then Bishop D3, and you just kind of castle and march the kingside pawns. And
Yeah.
seen it plenty of times. There's some games at the top level, so It's viable, but I'm gonna look in Bishop E2 because that looks like a lot of fun.
I think Carlson just won in the European Team Championship with the Scotch, and then knight takes knight in E5. So
Yeah, I've seen a lot of his games.
that line's always been too much for me. I just can't wrap my head around those positions, you know.
Yeah, they are. They do require quite a lot of time investment.
Yeah. So I kind of hate the Scotch.
Yeah.
I invented my own line against the Scotch. I was just sitting around, and so on the Scotch, I play. Oh yeah, pawn takes pawn, knight takes pawn.
Hmm.
Hold on a second.
Well, you're thinking about that.
Yeah.
I'm
Go ahead.
curious what our audience thinks about listening to you two talk. Most probably know some notation, some might know no notation, but to listen to you guys talk back and forth, me and Warren are like, whoa.
Well, I didn't even know anyone else was listening except us four.
Yes, we're still live. We're
Oh,
still
okay.
live. So we have a couple people in our live audience. We do have Warren will bring back on, and Coach James is with us.
Nice.
He is at a chess club, and I'll bring him on. He wanted to show us kind of what he's doing today. But while we're waiting for that, what did you guys do to celebrate National Chess Day this morning?
Well, I just moved furniture for 2 weeks. I was just sleeping and healing.
Healing, right? For sure.
I sent my daughter a birthday present, and she said, "Dad, I have some of those already. I want to exchange it. How much money am I working with?" I said, "Well, you got $44. That's what I made that day moving furniture." I said, "Every dollar is steeped in blood and squirrel butter."
Squirrel butter.
It's like it's a thing that prevents chafing and stuff. I got some kind of like heat rash from all the moving furniture and the heat.
Samantha says she doesn't know enough about notations to follow along with the conversation, but I love just hearing the discussion between them.
Yeah.
Lily loved hearing Coach Ed make remarks on the game. She seemed to follow along well.
Oh, okay.
Good. Yeah. A lot of the games had some pretty typical pawn structures. So there's always some ideas that are kind of available with those. Then some crazy games, like you said, with
Is
the
there any way we can
really
look at the openings?
What'd you say?
Is there any way we can look at some of the games?
You
Or is that
we
hard to
can. I don't know. Let me check in with Coach James real quick. While I'm doing that, let me pull up what we were looking at and see if we can go through them. Can you
Especially if someone's still online, we can look at their game.
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Oh, by the way, I cheated because I didn't see the 96 mate.
Oh yeah,
But I heard the
figured.
coach talk about it. So by third time in, I played the mate.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
But I mean, I was already up and working a queen to that point.
Yeah, that was pretty much over there. Already we're breaking through. So I told them it was your experience with Simul's doing a repetition, but buying some
No,
time
it was
on
just ignorant.
other clocks.
I just wanted to take everything, the rook, the pawn, the queen. I was just being maximum greed.
Who's still on that would like to look at their game with the coaches, Coach Ed and Coach Brian?
Yeah, while you wait for that, we could start with Lily's game because she's probably here, and it was a great game.
I
Okay.
think she is. I don't know why we have purple. Okay.
All right, so yeah, this turns into like a 4 knights. And we mentioned it before, he plays this bishop e2, which is a trick. So now the main part of his analysis, if you go back one move, so bishop c5 is a bit of a mistake, and you'll see it quite a lot.
But almost all the amateurs play that move.
So if you can, Yvonne, put bishop c5 on the board. I'm not sure if you can do that, but
I don't think I can.
okay.
Oh, I can.
Yeah, so this is the moment where white gets a favorable version of a center fork trick, which is knight takes e5. So knight takes
Knight takes
pawn.
pawn.
Yeah, and after knight takes knight, you play pawn to d4. And now typically bishop d6 is the move here. And after pawn takes knight, bishop takes pawn. But
You
white
said
has
bishop d6.
bishop backwards 1 towards in front of the queen there. Yeah. Not the king, sorry. Undo. Bishop d6, yeah. Pawn takes knight. Bishop takes pawn. All right, so typically in these positions, you haven't even played bishop e2 yet, and it's white's move, but white has an extra move in here now. So this is looking really good for white already. You're very close to moves like f4. Oh, it works now, doesn't it? Right? Pawn at f4.
No, I think you can take the e4 pawn.
With some knight e4 here.
No, bishop takes knight check.
Go back.
No, right here. Bishop
Oh, right
takes
here.
knight check, yeah.
Oh, bishop takes knight. Yeah, that's true.
Because usually in that position, black is playing bishop d6, you know.
Mhm.
So I'm not sure what advantage the bishop there. Maybe it's something I can do.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So typically that's how you trap the bishop after f4, but it doesn't work here. There's bishop c3. So you can go back to the position after move 4 if you want. Just click there. Yeah. Castles, perfect. Castles again. Knight d5. Again, I think if you take the e4 pawn, there's a trap here. Maybe it's just knight takes b4.
Yeah.
Is that the plan? If knight takes e4, knight takes
Yeah,
b4?
black did take the e4 pawn.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Knight e4. Knight takes b4. So this is where he got the bishop pair.
Yeah.
Knight takes b4. And knight takes e5. Okay. Yeah, these positions are tricky. So knight c6 can't be right. I think you want something like a move of the d pawn, or maybe queen f6. Queen f6 d4. I don't think that works. But d5 is really looking good to me. Moves like d5, queen h4.
I can maybe play d3 then d4.
Yeah, d3 then d4. You do want the pawn on d4. Maybe you kick the knight out first.
The knight on b4 was kind of wacky.
Yeah, the knight on b4 was a bit strange. Okay. Yeah, and this is completely normal. Yeah, we can go back to the game continuation though. Knight c6, d4, nice move. Let's see, d6, yeah. I'm wondering if you take on e5 instead of d6, but still... Yeah, maybe. So instead of pawn d6, we could maybe go for this in game. If you go back a move.
Oops. Here.
Knight takes... Oh, yeah, okay, never mind. d6, yeah, I like d6. Yeah. Knight c6, good, bc. Bishop d3, pawn d5 is perfect. F3, picking the knight. Yeah, so here if you do knight f6, probably bishop g4, bishop g5 comes. So I really like this knight g5. Queen e1, rook e8 is a great move. I was secretly rooting for queen h4 in that position. I was hoping it would lose the game. Queen h4, point being knight f3. Okay, yeah, so here, f4, really dangerous. He starts pushing his pawns. He plays c3 first, of course. Cements the d4 pawn. Rook b8, I like the move. Rook b8 cements his bishop a little. Pawn to f4. So now we have to ask ourselves what's going to happen if his pawn keeps marching. This is probably the critical moment of the game. You need to be real careful about what's going to happen. He wants f4 or f4 to f5 followed by f6. I'm thinking knight f8 makes a lot of sense here. You put the knight on f8. And
Oh, he just moved. Sorry.
Yeah, okay, bishop b. Yeah, so knight f8 here maybe. And against f5. Yeah. So that's what happened. Okay, so the knight went to g5. Okay, at this point he's up a piece and has a much better position, but for the 17 moves before that, you were playing really well, Lily. Right up there. I'm sure the position was equal. So, yeah, very impressed. Yeah, and then it ended with
Oops,
the
sorry, I
back.
pushed the wrong button.
That's okay. The c8 bishop never did get to move, which did cause some back rank trouble, unfortunately. Yes, rook e8. Nice game.
All right. Let's see if I can figure out how to get back. Do you guys want to look at any more? This is so yours and Coach Brian's world.
Yeah,
You guys own this.
if anyone's still, any of the Simul people are still there, we'll look at this.
We're totally geeking out right now. I think Sam's on. Is anybody there? I know there's 3 people on, but I don't know who you are. If you want to see your game against Coach Brian, let me know you're here, and we'll pull it up.
I thought the game. What was her name now? The 8-year-old Warren.
Lila.
Lila.
Yeah, Lila's game I thought was really interesting. If we could take a look at that.
Okay, this is the toxic badger opener.
Yeah, this is the one. Yeah, so here, yeah, this is it. That's amazing.
And my idea is the knight can. Well, a lot of times, this is a Simul. If I didn't do it, I normally do it. Oh, I call this. There's also the Exxon Valdez and BP oil spill. That's like more advanced, and that's when all the light spurs are so weak. It's like they're leaking oil from the tanker.
Interesting.
Yeah, but I've played this a few times in it's classical chess too.
Yeah, this was very close to the moment where I was wondering if she had some kind of knight g5 or.
Oh yeah, that looks crushing to me.
Yeah, it looks really okay. So yeah, no knight g5 after that. H5 was a key move, and her bishop got trapped. She needed pawn h4 there.
Yeah.
So now you do lose the bishop, but even that she gets compensation somehow. Like bishop g6 comes in.
Right, the check is coming, so.
Yeah, bishop g6, and if there was just a way to get the f pawn moving, play f4. Yeah, this a3, like those are kind of wasted moves. Yeah.
I always tell my students, when in doubt, move a pawn, because that's what they do. They're like, I don't know what to do. Let me move a pawn. I don't tell them to do that. I acknowledge it when they do that.
We call that push pawnitis
Push pawnitis.
in Colorado. I say move your rooks, not your rook pawns.
Yeah, these are, so she's getting a closed position when she wants an open one. So now, by this point, black is already fine. The bishop's hanging on g6 for a while. I don't think there's any tricks.
She went after my knight. I like that. That's easy.
Yeah, queen e2, that was a nice move. Yeah, but at this point, I think all the dangers passed. Yeah.
Oh, and then she timed out. Okay, let's take a quick break from this real quick. I'm going to bring on James. James is going to help me introduce himself because my mind is fried. Let's see. Hello, Coach James. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Tell me again where you're located.
Yeah, I'm in Pittsburgh.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm at the Pittsburgh Chess Club right now. So.
Are you guys celebrating National Chess Day?
Yeah, I mean, we're just playing chess here, and then I'd never been to a chess club until this year, so I thought maybe some people in the audience had in, and I could just show them really quickly.
Okay, yeah, show us what you're looking at.
Cool.
Okay. So if I can flip the camera, or I can just show you like.
Sam, let me know. Oh, Sam's not still on. They had to go.
Okay.
What is that?
Yeah, can you see that?
Barely.
Chess Queen.
Yeah. Yeah, there are all these books. Like most of them are just like chess theory, but then there are some books like this that are more like historical. I think they're pretty interesting. They,
What's the title of that one?
yeah, the birth of the chess queen.
Nice.
And so, yeah, it talks all about how chess developed through the ages and its relation to like women's roles and religion and culture. Like, there's a lot to it.
Do you guys have a tournament going on today at the Chesson, or is it just open play?
Yeah, it says open play today, but yeah, the tournament's like during the week.
Okay, cool.
And then I'm gonna turn my mic off because I'm going to the room where they have like the chessboards.
Okay.
I wanted to disturb it, but I just wanted to show you this one chess set. It's pretty neat.
All right, we'll try to stay quiet.
I don't know. I can't promise. Chess sets sound like a real junkie.
I know, right?
I'm like, oh, let me see.
Wow. Very cool.
See. Oh no, I can't make his screen any bigger.
It's like it's stone or some kind of pewter.
Yeah, so I like to play on that board sometimes. Like, most people don't like to play on that, the giant pieces, but it's like the conquistadors versus like the Incas, I think.
Cool.
Yeah, so it's like a jaguar, I guess, or something instead of a knight.
That's cool. Yeah, I like those pewter sets too. There's quite a lot of them actually. I have a buddy who likes to collect the historical ones that are like different sides against each other. So he has he has an he has like an English French. He has like a revolutionary one. So kind of similar to the style that you just showed.
Yeah.
Well, I know we were talking about the games a little bit, but I think I interrupted you guys. I'm actually pretty good at doing that. What did you guys do for Chess Day Angels community? I know you, Brian, you said you were moving furniture, so you rested this week? Today?
When was Chess Day? Friday?
Today. What?
Today. Well, we have a bunch of people at Whole Foods playing casual chess.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
We play casual chess with our club today. We had a chess party. This is the beauty of having a woman help organize the events. Everything can be a party, right? And we had a pretty big raffle to give prizes away to everybody in the community that came out. But I don't know, how many people do you say we have, Warren? Like 25? You muted.
At least 25.
How many people do you guys have there, James?
Yeah, today, surprisingly, we don't have that many people in the live, but yeah, normally we might have like 15 people or so on a Saturday. But our membership, I'll say, it's grown like so much during the pandemic. I think we were at about 60 people like before COVID. Now have it's like 250 or maybe 300 members now.
Wow.
That's great.
Yeah, we grew over that time period too, about to that size. So that kind of helped us get a surge over the pandemic. But once we started playing in over the board again, that's when we really started growing because people were just looking to get out of their house to do anything. So, and did you teach today, Coach Ed?
I did. Yeah, I had a class at a couple of libraries, one in Cliffside Park, another in Edgewater, which is here in New Jersey, very close to Fort Lee. There's some historic sites there actually that I didn't know about, like battlefield sites and whatnot.
Wow.
But yeah, I did have a class, and I had a first happen where my class was disrupted not by students and children, but by arguing parents who were taking the class. So yeah, kind of shocked me there. I've never had to stop my class for an adult before.
Oh wow.
So I had to do that. My jaw was just hanging open.
What were the adults doing?
They had their voices down. They were arguing about something like completely irrelevant. Just like, ugh.
I have some stories I can share. I won't live, but we'll talk offline. Teaching chess in the after school program, it just blew my mind. Some of the stuff that we came up upon. But yeah, that's a first. And you've been doing this for a long time, so that's
Yeah,
insane.
over 20 years. So it's
Wow.
I never thought there was going to be any more firsts. Like,
Remember searching for Bobby Fischer when they had to chain up the parent?
yeah, that's kind of, it was different because it wasn't like a tournament parent who was like that situation. But yeah, same exact. Like, what are you doing? I don't know.
Well, guys, we've been going for over an hour. I want to thank you guys all so much. Brian, for having a phenomenal job playing all the boards. Ed, for commentating all the boards. I mean, it's just a skill set I probably will never be able to duplicate. It's very impressive, guys, to see you guys do what y'all do so well.
For sure.
Yeah, I enjoyed the commentary.
Yes. And James, thanks so much for showing us your club today and what you guys are doing in your community. We love it. So, I guess the audience is kind of not posting anything anymore. So I know we have a few people on, but we'll just go around and say goodbye to everybody. Anybody want to leave any last thoughts? We'll start with you, Coach Brian.
What was that chess set, the design?
The one that I showed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the conquistadors versus the
Oh.
Mayans, I think, or the
Oh, very
Incas.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that's super cool.
Awesome. Coach James, you have any final words?
I guess I forgot to say earlier, like something I'm doing for like that chess day is that I volunteered to like share an activity or a passion with my synagogue because they were asking people who wanted to share something. So I said, well, I could host a chess event at the temple. So
Very cool.
yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's nice. Those kind of things, you never know like who you might touch with something like that. Like you can spark a lifelong chess interest in somebody with just something like that. So that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool, James. Coach Ed, any final thoughts from you?
Oh, well, I would say if you had a game against Brian, you played really well because I was watching the games and just about every single one gave them a run for their money. So, yeah, keep studying, keep practicing. If you do 15 minutes a day, do 15 more. Try to push yourself and, keep Yvonne and everyone else posted of when you start to experience positive results. Like everyone wants to hear about growth, and one thing that all students have in common is they have so much growth to do, and they're usually at a time where they have the most free time they'll ever have in their life.
Right.
So, yeah, I think they should, use it, study, grow, and share your experience.
Well, Warren, I'll let you. Any final thoughts from you, and then I'll say mine.
I just want to thank everyone for joining us today.
Yes, thank you guys. Thanks our local community for joining us at the bakery and making today's event successful. Thank you to everybody that logged in and joined the Simul. I was going to do a special prize raffle drawing for the 30 participants, but I've decided for the 12 participants that played, I will be sending you your prize so that we had enough prizes for everybody. So I'll send you what your prize is afterwards. But thank you guys. Thanks to all our coaches. You guys are amazing. Thanks to everybody that played today. Thanks for everybody that's shown somebody how to play chess, is showing somebody how to play chess, is playing online over the board, whatever your method is. Thanks for helping support National Chess Day. And until next time, we'll see you guys soon.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Right.